Hello everybody. So today I'm going to be doing the Carnivorous plant tour for September. So you can see I've added another shelf to the outside. So now I've got 3 total. This is probably how many I'm going to stick with. So I'm thinking all the Flytraps will be on this shelf, and then probably some like acclimating for seedlings and that kind of stuff on this shelf. And then I'll probably sell some of these Sarracenia and keep the ones I like, and then I'll put the Sarracenia in large pots down here on the ground, and hopefully I can grow them to more like specimen size, but like stuff like this lunchbox I just absolutely love. And I'd love to have more of these pitchers, but it can't really do much in how small the pot it has. So yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and start going through these. So I've got them all alphabetical. Change the order up, so from left to right, and then next row down and so on, it's A through Z with the starting letter. So up here we got Adentade, a Kairu, and I'll go through these pretty quick. I'll try to show some cool ones, but Adentade, like this has just been my favorite. Sorry for the dirt in the nails, I'm merely repotting stuff, but this has just been my favorite cultivar probably. I mean, ever since I've seen it, it's just such a cool one. I love the coloring on it. Kairu, just a classic red clone. Really nice deep traps. Deep purple to black in real life. The camera kind of messes with the colors a bit. Next is Alien. So we'll see how I record this because these are really pretty far in here. Alien. I got a lot of these from Diflora. This larger one is from a friend, which I think got it from California Carnivores, so that's why it's a bit bigger. AR Werewolf 1, really cool mutated red werewolf. AR Werewolf 2, this one just differs a bit in, I forget what it is, but I think it's the petiole length. I think they're a lot longer traps when it gets mature. This is Aurora Borealis. So this guy has been struggling for me. I've got a new clone on the way from, I think this one originated directly from Carnivorous. I mean the one I'm getting. This one is from Jeremiah Harris. And from what I've seen, the ones that come from him just aren't very good. But the ones that come from Carnivorous are much better. B52, so I've got this, and then I've got 3 more B52s down here. But yeah, this is BCP B01. It's a really interesting freebie I got. It has super cool deep traps that get dark very quickly. And like, it kind of have a dark spot in the middle. Really interesting. BCP, what's that? This is BCP Caterpillar 3. So kind of trapless clone. It just kind of crawls across the ground like a caterpillar over time. BCP X11. So this one is kind of like a dente style, but the traps, the trigger hairs have kind of red coloring, if this will focus. Okay, guess not. You can kind of see the little red spots on the trigger hairs. BCP Z11. This guy is supposed to be a really consistent clone that gets decent coloring. Bimbo. This one's still my largest. I think I measured these at about almost 2 inches. I think they're like 1.5 to 2 inches. I don't remember. But just beautiful traps. I love how it's like erect, but also kind of low. It's like a low erect, and it stays at the same height. Some of these, like King Henry, will kind of droop down. This one's just very consistently at the same level. Bloody Nurse, this is classic popular one. I got a larger division recently, but this is the old smaller one. It's looking pretty good. Bohemian Garnet, Sawtooth Red Clone. This one's been getting a lot bigger for me. Bullseye. And Candy Cane. Not a fan of these two. they just kind of grow poorly. Carbonia ardenti. This one's really cool. I'm excited for it to get large, but super nice coloring and cool traps. This is CK Equinox. Really, this is one that's been growing in popularity. A lot of people have been wanting to get one of these, and I don't blame them. This one's really cool. This is CK Rottweiler. Rottweiler, I don't know how to say it, but it's been putting on some more size, so hopefully I can see its special trait soon, but you can see it's almost getting kind of like a werewolf trap on some of them. And then next to that, let's see, I think this is Solaris. So, pretty large traps. Well, pretty large for Dente. Yeah, we'll see what happens as it gets bigger. Colorado Giant. This is one of the most beautiful typical clones that I know of, personally. Really just nice colored traps that stay super low throughout the year. I don't think this one got like erect once. Just super nice rosetted growth. Coquillage. Really nice thick traps on him. Cracker. This guy's forming a bit of a mound. Dambala. Very small for its pot. This guy, let's see, DCXL. So I've got a few DCXLs too. I've got this one. I've got this one. And I think I have a third somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Yeah. Dente. It's getting bigger, but still really small grower. I believe this is double face. Let me just make sure. Yep. This is double face from Diflora. It's supposed to get like one half of the trap one color and the other half another, but it hasn't been doing that for me. But it is growing very upright and consistent. Double green. This is a partially, it's not a white variegated clone, but I guess it'd just be green variegated. Let's see if I can show you. I don't know if you can see that, my phone is dark, but it's got some darker variegation on the traps and leaves. This is a really nice one. Just squeeze that back in there. This is the problem with having a nice looking setup. It's all very tight, so when you take one out, they all need to get moved around a bit. Here's Dragon's Breath. This is a nice Schuppensteel style clone. This is Dreamsicle. Unfortunately, none of the traps are open except this weird one. See if I can, well, that one looks weird, but it's a really nice one whenever the traps are open. It's kind of like a nice gradient, deep on the outside and lighter in the middle. This is Fangzon. It's kind of like shorter trapped phalanx from Europe. Fiamma. This guy's pretty small for me still. We'll run over here. This is Fine Tooth X Red. FTS Crimson Sawtooth. A lot of these need to be cleaned up. I'm actually going to start repotting these soon just because there's so many. I'm kind of worried if I start too late in the year, it'll just take so long that I don't get them all in time. But FTS Crimson Sawtooth, FTS Maroon Monster. Or, wait, no. Sorry, this is Flaming Lips. Next one's Maroon Monster. This is Flaming Lips, Maroon Monster. And this is gonna get increasingly harder to record. Fuzzy Teeth. This guy's still got those really cool inverted teeth that go towards the middle. Giant Clam. Giant Microdente. I love this one. Super yellow and fine teeth. Stays pretty rosetted when it's not growing erect. Let's see what this is. I think this is Okay, giant peach. So I think this one's supposed to get like an orangish, at least from the pictures I've seen, but mine has not been doing that yet. But it is growing pretty well, so we'll see. Now this is, oh, I can't really forget this one, Basmati. Really nice, messy werewolf. Stays super clumpy. GJ Giant Kudo. Recently split this one up. GJ Giant form. Caught a moth. Alright, next is GJ Giant Shark. So this is one that I got pretty recently too with the other CK stuff. You can see this one's really cool. It has a nice like almost bloody kind of coloring inside the traps, which makes sense because it's a shark. Lots of divisions in there. And this is GJ Goliath. This guy's a super nice, colorful grower so far. See all the divisions in there. GJ Green Schupensteel. This one's been really interesting. It's kind of been variegated for me. It has like little, almost like a white inside the trap, and has the Schupensteel marking. It's very long compared to the other Schupensteels that we'll get to in a little bit. So let me just make sure. Yep, this is GJ Green Zebra. So this is one that's supposed to be variegated but has not been for me and a lot of other people. It's a great grower and it gets big, but it's just not variegated like it's supposed to be. Next, this is Montecore. It's still growing a bit, but it's definitely getting better now that it's acclimated. Down here is Phalanx. Let me just spin this guy around, the tag is on wrong. Phalanx, teeth are, they're kind of off and on long, which is kind of weird. Like in the middle of summer, they'll be pretty good sized. But later in the year, they just kind of get shorter. Now this is almost like typical cilia length. It could probably use a repot too. Anyway, GJ Shirkan. This guy's still been struggling a bit outside. Probably need to just give it more time and I'm sure it'll be nice. But GJ Stegosaurus. So there's two Flytraps called Stegosaurus. One is from Fayetteville Flytraps, I believe. It's FFT Stegosaurus. And that one is just kind of more typical. It just has some kind of like zigzaggy teeth, I guess you would describe it as. But this one is from Green Jaws, and it has Schupensteel coloring, and it's very low to the ground. Schupensteel marking, I don't know what you'd call that. Over here, this is Gremlin. So this is one that was looking really good early in the year, and now it's kind of so clumpy that it is slowing itself down, so it probably needs a repot. But really nice grower. This guy is Groon, I believe. Yep, Groon. So really the opposite of Groon, or how it should be. It's very red. It's not green at all, so this is probably one that I'll be getting rid of, to be honest. I'm not a fan of it. Harlequin, super cool with the red ring in its mouth. It's a decent grower too. Next to that, this is, oh, what is this? Can't find the tag. Harmony, that's what it is. This guy has not grown great for me, but it's still pretty cool. Has kind of like longish green erect growth. Next to that is King Henry, just a pretty basic, super common clone. This guy gets pretty big traps on long pedals, and this guy also needs a repot. This is Cleopatra. So this is an alien style that I got from Diflora. So you can hopefully see the difference between this and alien. This guy's kind of got stubby, rounded ends to the traps, although they are also still long. And then alien up here in the front, its traps are a lot longer and sharper and less colorful. Then next is Korean Melody Shark. So I just moved the Lagrosagwigi. Korean Melody Shark, I'm hoping it gets longer. I've seen some people's that are like you know, super tall up. But this one is just not. I think it's just too young for that. But next to that is the Grosagwigi. So this is one that I really need to sell some divisions of because it's going crazy in the pot. This is such a nice cultivar. It's super vigorous, really nice sized traps. I think this one had my second largest trap, or maybe it was my largest. Let me see if I can find a big one. So this is probably one of the big ones right here. They're not super long, but they're incredibly wide. Like, they were just as wide as they are long. And it's just a really nice cultivar. Other than the droopiness that gets in other pots. That's one thing I don't love about it. This is Lauchapates. So this is one that I got from Rambo Carnivorous Plants a while back. Super unique, really cool one. Has the kind of elongated traps with a fused distal end and teeth. And it's still, even with all that, can still digest. Super nice one. Right next to that, this is Low Giant, I believe. Yep. Just a really nice low growing, typical style fly trap. See all those red traps in here. Close one for fun. This is a new one I got called Lust. I believe I showed it in the last video, but it's supposed to be kind of like Lagrosagwigi, but red. And this one's still young, so it'll get there eventually, but can definitely see that trait starting to come out in its young phase. Next to that is Mirror X Mirror. So this guy gets kind of secondary growths on the side of the trap. It's not super duper consistent, but it does happen a good bit of the time. So it's nice, and it can still digest with those little things on the side. So pretty nice. This is Moon Traps. The traps have been getting less moon-like every single time it opens, but I think that's just because of how like clumpy it is. It can't really open all the way. Then over here, we've got, this is the new one, Plumachon. And then next to that is Quasar. This guy's pretty bright insides of the traps. Ramis 1, this guy's had a really rough start outside. I don't know what exactly happened with it, but it's just not doing great. And then Ramis 2, this guy's doing significantly better, which I'm glad about because these are expensive. Red Micro Teeth, pretty interesting, little, almost no cilia on it. And Red Sangria, so this one is like a red clone, but it keeps the green ring around the trap, which is pretty cool. Down here is, Royal Red. OCD is wanting me to pluck those. This guy is similar to Red Sangria at this time, but usually the trap is completely red with super short cilia. Scarletine, got this guy recently, so it's not doing great. But you can see it gets speckled, kind of red variegated traps on the inside and outside. Schupensteel 1. This guy gets really rosetted. I can't get that trap out. Really, I love Schupensteel 1. It's just a super nice grower. Sinosweta. This one, I showed the name last time, I'll show it again. Sinosweta. I'm waiting for this guy to get bigger, but it has really thin, kind of wavy traps. Next to that, this is Southwest Giant. This guy's really nice and big. Super good grower. It's kind of like King Henry, except way more colorful. And next to that, this is St. Patrick's Beard. So this guy is supposed to make little pom-pom traps every once in a while. And looks like it's kind of trying to with that trap. You can see there that all those bumps. So hopefully in the springtime, I've heard they do it in the springtime. Or maybe even this winter, you can see these traps are increasingly getting low. We'll have some pom-poms that I can show on this. But as of now, it's just a nice typical kind of thing. And down here is sunrise. So this is like a red dente. Some other people have really cool sunrises, and I'm kind of sad that mine is boring, but hopefully with age it'll get nicer. But the outside of the traps are super cool. And next to that, this is Trev's Dracula. So this is one that I've been doing a lot in TC, and I don't know why out here, but it's just super bad. So I've been using pretty much all the Trev's Draculas I grow are really out of TC. So like all of these are Trev's Dracula, but I'm not a fan of the main actual plant. Next to that is Triton, super nice, weird one. Has nice short traps with super fused teeth. You can see with this guy, like it's not even teeth anymore. It's almost a trap extension. And even with all this, if I can get my finger in there, it can still close and digest, which is super cool. Next to that, this is just regular werewolf. It likes to stay small. I've had this guy for a few months now, and it hasn't gotten any bigger than this. Next to that is Winemouth. This one is a super vigorous clone that was introduced by Diflora. And, well, it wasn't introduced, but they're the ones that cultured it and released it en masse to the public. But it's super vigorous, beautiful traps. Just close that for fun. Really nice clone. You can see all the divisions that I have on the bottom. Need to repot that. And this is Big Mouth, another typical style, super red. Down here, the 3B52s I showed you in the beginning. This is the other DCXL. And then this is the third DCXL. So these are the ones I got from Diflora. And then another Harlequin division. I don't know what that is. Over here, actually we'll show the Bog Garden. So this guy's been getting dug into the middle a lot. You can probably see that big area of just plain soil. And I don't know what's doing it. It's probably like a raccoon or a possum, but it keeps digging into this. So I might have to kind of take all the plants out of this and do something else with them at the end of this year. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Here are my star seedlings. You can see they're getting pretty big now. And some purpurea at the end, and some filiformis. Then right here, got my Biblis filifolia. I'm surprised this guy hasn't flowered to death yet, but it's just got a long stem that goes down. It's almost touching the floor now. Actually is touching the floor. But I love the look of these flowers. They're really nice. Behind that, Purpurea Minor Black. I'll go through the stars pretty quick. This is Okefenokee Giant. It's a pretty cool minor. Sorry. This is Judith Soper, I believe. Oh, Judith Hindle. I always get these two confused. Judith Hindle. Judith Soper is somewhere back in there. This is a new one I got. This is Hurricane Crete White Clone F. So it's supposed to be super white tops. We'll see what that as that grows. Sarracenia potty mouth. This guy's been growing better recently. It's actually has the right pitcher shape, so it's not anymore of this. It's correct. Then this is the Juthatip Soper. Back here is Schnell's Ghost. I really like this guy. Unfortunately, a lot of the pitchers have been catching so much they're rotting and then they fall off. So a lot of the traps recently fell off of that. This is Flava Red Tube. So you can see these pitchers come up super green and then they'll eventually get to its nice dark black red color. Behind that, this is Dana's Delight. I've got a little visitor in there. Beep. And behind that is Reptilian Rose. This one hasn't done super great this year. but I'm hoping if I kind of give it more space in here next year, then it'll do better. This is Meerkat Mob. Still got the flower. I don't know what it's gonna do with that. It's super clumpy. Up here in the front, we've got Graham's Gem. This guy's been making a lot of, whatever these are called, I forgot. Behind that is Reedy Eye. This guy has super long hood. Behind that is Moria, I think. I don't know, it's too messy to tell. We'll just skip some of these because they're so messy. The Wilkerson, it has some more stuff coming up. Then Lunchbox, this one's been doing amazing again. Super nice looking pictures. And here's the new one. Behind that is Slit Throat. Kind of messy. Skip those ones in the back just because they're so messy. Tarnock. Tarnock's been pretty good lately. I'm letting it flower because they're just now getting out of the heat stress and sending out their flowers. So hopefully we'll be able to see that soon. Behind that is Excellence. This guy went through a little bit of a issue with water, so a lot of the pictures are still floppy. But it's down there. And then behind that is Red Throat or something. In here I've got my Benata Ghost. So see all the babies down in there. And then the Benata Extrema. And then some Benata T-forms. And I'll show you the inside stuff. So this is the indoor setup. Here are my aliens that I'm getting out of culture right now. Just hardening off. And my Helium Flora. I don't want to open this to knock the fan down, but in there I've got Expandiculata. 2 of those, they're not doing so well, but they'll work on it. And then 2, what is that, 5 minors. Fresh divisions that I'm also hardening off, and then a bunch of Flytrap cultures. I need to clean some of these out, as you can see. But I just did some more aliens. So I got some old ones and some new successes. And up here, if you're interested, got some ants. Camponotus castaneus. Pretty cool. So yeah, that's the video. Some things that I did want to talk about. So the culture video, I'm gonna be doing a full guide that'll go through, you know, like what you need to. Oh, I never put a cover on this. Anyways, I'm gonna go through a full guide on what you need to buy, what you need to have, how to initialize, how to make the media, how to take them out, how to acclimate. It's gonna be a full thing. So I don't know when that'll be out. It'll probably be a while because I'm caught up in a lot of schoolwork right now. But when I do have time, I'll be working on that, and I'll work on some more videos. I'm not exactly sure how active I'm gonna be on posting videos, just because this is more of a secondary hobby. I just like to record these to see where I am and I can look back. But yeah, so that should be enough information. Just keep an eye out, and I will eventually have something for these guys out and some more, hopefully, guides and that kind of thing. So yeah, thank you for watching.